Picture this: ancient streets, stunning views, and unforgettable food, all in one country. Spain isn't just a place, it's an adventure. From vibrant cities to hidden coastal treasures, there's always something new to discover. In this video, we'll show you the best spots in Spain that will leave you wanting more. Let's jump in. Spain has the world's oldest restaurant, serving since 1725. It's also home to more than 8,000 kilometers of coastline and the second most UNESCO sites on Earth. Paella originally had rabbit and snails, not seafood. The hand fan? Invented in Spain. Summers can hit 40 degrees Celsius, so you'll need one. Saffron, Spain's national flower, shows up in its most iconic dishes. Every corner hides a story. Spain never stops surprising.
Valencia is where futuristic architecture meets ancient history, and the contrast will stop you in your tracks. You can walk through the ultra-modern city of arts and sciences, then turn a corner and find a 13th century cathedral said to hold the Holy Grail. The beaches in Valencia aren't just beautiful, they're steps away from the city, so you can go from sunbathing to sightseeing in minutes. This is also the birthplace of paella, and if you haven't tried it in Valencia, you haven't really tried paella. At night, the city transforms with buzzing bars and plazas lit by golden street lamps, making every stroll feel like a movie scene. Even the old riverbed, once a flood risk, is now a massive green park that cuts through the city like a living vein. Valencia isn't just a stop, it's a reason to come to Spain in the first place. The Canary Islands feel like another planet, and once you land, you'll see why. You've got black sand beaches, volcanic landscapes, and year-round sunshine that makes every day feel like summer. On Tenerife, you can stand on Mount Teide, Spain's highest peak, and look down at a sea of clouds like you're on top of the world. Over on Lanzarote, lava fields stretch for miles, making you feel like you're walking on Mars. Gran Canaria gives you deserts, forests, and city life, all in one island. Even the water here is unreal, with natural pools carved into rock that fill with every wave. The islands are closer to Africa than mainland Spain, but the culture is unmistakably Spanish with a twist. Every island has its own vibe, but they all have one thing in common: you'll never want to leave. Cantabria is Spain's green secret, hidden between mountains and sea where few tourists think to look. One moment you're surfing on wild beaches, the next you're hiking through misty trails in the Picos de Europa. The caves here aren't just old, they're prehistoric, with paintings over 30,000 years old in places like Altamira. Santander, the capital, gives you elegance and ocean views, with cliffside walks that end in golden sunsets. Villages like Santillana del Mar feel frozen in time, with cobbled streets and medieval houses around every corner. Even the food hits different. Think fresh anchovies, creamy cheeses, and mountain stews that taste like tradition. Cantabria doesn't shout for attention, but once you're there, you'll wonder how you ever missed it.
Madrid doesn't slow down, and once you're in it, neither will you. The streets pulse with energy, from early morning churros to late night tapas that stretch until sunrise. The streets pulse with energy, from early morning churros to late night tapas that stretch until sunrise. Art hits you from all sides, with world-class museums like the Prado and Reina Sofia just steps apart. Art hits you from all sides, with world-class museums like the Prado and Reina Sofia just steps apart. You can stand in front of a Picasso, then sip a café con leche in a 100-year-old plaza without skipping a beat. You can stand in front of a Picasso, then sip a café con leche in a 100-year-old plaza without skipping a beat. The Royal Palace isn't just massive, it's the largest in Western Europe, and every room feels like a scene from a movie. The Royal Palace isn't just massive, it's the largest in Western Europe, and every room feels like a scene from a movie. Retiro Park gives you green peace in the middle of the madness, with rowboats, sculptures, and silence if you want it. Retiro Park gives you green peace in the middle of the madness, with rowboats, sculptures, and silence if you want it. Madrid isn't about checking off sights, it's about living them, loud and full of life. The Pyrenees don't just separate Spain from France, they carve out a world of their own. One minute you're climbing rugged peaks, the next you're wandering through stone villages that feel untouched by time. One minute you're climbing rugged peaks, the next you're wandering through stone villages that feel untouched by time. Waterfalls crash through deep valleys, while Romanesque churches sit quietly on mountain slopes like hidden treasures. Waterfalls crash through deep valleys, while Romanesque churches sit quietly on mountain slopes like hidden treasures. In winter, the snow turns everything into a postcard, with some of the best skiing in Spain waiting for you. In summer, it's all wildflowers, glacial lakes, and trails that lead to nowhere and everywhere at once. In summer, it's all wildflowers, glacial lakes, and trails that lead to nowhere and everywhere at once. In summer, it's all wildflowers, glacial lakes, and trails that lead to nowhere and everywhere at once. You can spot eagles overhead, and maybe even a wild ibex on the cliffs if you're lucky. You can spot eagles overhead, and maybe even a wild ibex on the cliffs if you're lucky. The Pyrenees aren't just mountains. They're a living, breathing adventure wrapped in silence and sky. Andalucia is pure drama, and it shows in every flamenco step, Moorish arch, and sun-drenched street. In Granada, the Alhambra rises like a dream carved in stone, while in Cordoba, the Mezquita blends mosque and cathedral into one breathtaking space. In Granada, the Alhambra rises like a dream carved in stone, while in Cordoba, the Mezquita blends mosque and cathedral into one breathtaking space. Seville pulses with rhythm, where orange trees line the streets and guitar strings echo through ancient courtyards. Seville pulses with rhythm, where orange trees line the streets and guitar strings echo through ancient courtyards. The white villages of Cadiz and Ronda cling to cliffs like secrets waiting to be found. Even the heat feels iconic, dry, intense, unforgettable. Tapas weren't just born here. They thrive here, shared between friends as the sun sets over golden plazas. Andalucia doesn't just show you Spain, it burns it into your memory.
Albarracín looks like it was carved straight out of a dream, with terracotta houses clinging to a hillside and ancient walls wrapping the town like a protective spell. Hidden away in the mountains of Aragon, this medieval gem feels untouched by time, where every narrow street and stone arch tells a story older than memory. The pink-hued buildings seem to glow in the afternoon light, and as you wander through the winding alleys, it's easy to forget what century you're in. The fortress above watches silently, offering sweeping views that stretch across rugged landscapes and whisper of long-lost battles. Silence lives here, broken only by the sound of footsteps on cobblestones or the wind brushing through the pines. Albarracín doesn't just impress, it enchants, and once you stand in its shadows, you'll carry its magic with you forever. Besalú feels like a portal to another era, where a single walk across its iconic stone bridge drops you straight into medieval Spain. Set against the rolling hills of Catalonia, this village is a perfectly preserved maze of Romanesque architecture, cobbled streets, and ancient secrets hiding in plain sight. The 12th century bridge arches over the river like a sentinel, leading you into a town where time moves slowly, and every corner whispers history. You'll find remnants of a once thriving Jewish quarter tucked between stone walls and silent courtyards that still carry echoes of centuries past. Artisan shops and quiet cafes line the streets, but the real beauty of Besalú is how it makes you feel, like you've stepped into a world where stories still live in stone. Once you've crossed that bridge, you'll wish you never had to leave. Altea is the kind of place that makes you forget time exists, with whitewashed houses, cobbled streets, and sea views that look like they've been painted by hand. Perched above the Costa Blanca, this coastal town offers a calm that's rare in Spain's more crowded beach spots. Every corner feels like a postcard, from the iconic blue dome church of Nuestra Señora del Consuelo to the quiet plazas where locals linger over coffee and conversation. The Mediterranean sparkles just below, inviting you to stroll the promenade, swim in hidden coves, or watch the sun melt into the horizon. Art runs deep in Altea's veins, with galleries, craft shops, and street musicians adding to its bohemian soul. If you're chasing beauty, simplicity, and a slower pace that makes every moment feel fuller, Altea is the kind of place that will stay with you long after you leave. Ronda is the kind of place that stops you in your tracks, with a dramatic gorge splitting the city in two and a stone bridge that looks like it belongs in a fantasy film. Perched high in the mountains of Andalucia, Ronda offers views that feel endless, where cliffs drop straight into the valley and the sky stretches wide above. The Puente Nuevo isn't just a landmark, It's a jaw-dropping feat of architecture that makes you pause with every step. Walk through the old town, and you'll find traces of Roman, Moorish, and Spanish history woven into every street and building. Bullfighting was born here. And even if it's not your thing, the Plaza de Toros is a powerful symbol of Spain's complex cultural tapestry. Ronda isn't just beautiful, it's bold, rugged, and unforgettable. And once you stand at the edge of that canyon, you'll understand why it leaves such a mark. Cudillero feels like a secret whispered between cliffs, where colorful houses tumble down toward the sea in a perfect cascade of charm. This tiny fishing village in Asturias wraps around a natural harbor, creating a setting so picturesque it barely seems real. Every building looks hand-placed, every alley leads to a view, and every sunset reflects off the water like a painting. The smell of fresh seafood drifts through the air as locals gather in open plazas, and the rhythm of life slows to the sound of waves and seagulls. Climb the narrow paths above the town, and you'll find panoramic views that make you stop, breathe, and just take it all in. Cudillero isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, soulful, and completely unforgettable. And once you find it, you'll never want to let it go.
Nestled in the north of Spain, Asturias feels like a hidden gem that's waiting to be discovered. With its lush green landscapes, towering mountains, and rugged coastline, it's the perfect escape for nature lovers and adventure seekers. The region's rich history and unique blend of Celtic and Spanish influences add a layer of depth that makes exploring here a truly immersive experience. Whether you're hiking through the Picos de Europa or wandering the charming streets of Oviedo, Asturias offers an authenticity that's hard to find anywhere else. And the food? Don't even get me started. Asturias is home to some of the best cider in the world, and once you try it, you'll understand why it's a local tradition. So, if you want to step off the beaten path and experience Spain in its raw, untamed beauty, Asturias should be at the top of your list. Catalonia is where Spain's vibrant energy collides with artistic genius, making it one of the country's most captivating regions. From the bustling streets of Barcelona with its mind-bending architecture and world-class art, to the serene beauty of the Costa Brava's hidden beaches, Catalonia has something for everyone. It's a place where you can stroll through centuries-old neighborhoods one moment, and find yourself on a cliffside overlooking the Mediterranean the next. The legacy of Antoni Gaudí is felt everywhere in the region, with iconic landmarks like the Sagrada Familia and Park Güell showcasing his unparalleled creativity. But it's not just about the sights. Catalonia pulses with a unique culture and a deep sense of identity, from its delicious cuisine to its regional festivals. If you're craving a blend of history, art, nature, and a dash of the unexpected, Catalonia is where you'll find it all, and you won't want to leave once you've experienced it. Castilla-La Mancha is like stepping into the pages of a storybook where medieval castles, vast plains, and charming villages paint a picture of Spain's past. This region, famous for inspiring the legendary Don Quixote, feels timeless, where windmills stand tall against the horizon, and ancient towns seem frozen in time. The landscape is a breathtaking blend of golden fields, rolling hills, and dramatic cliffs, making it a perfect destination for those who love to explore both history and nature. You'll wander through Toledo, a city that feels like a living museum, or find yourself in Cuenca, with its famous hanging houses suspended over deep ravines. But Castilla-La Mancha isn't just about sightseeing. It's a place to taste authentic Manchego cheese, sip on world-class wines, and experience Spain in its most unhurried, genuine form. If you're looking for a destination where history and culture come alive, Castilla-La Mancha will take you on a journey you won't soon forget.
Cadaqués is where the sea meets surrealism, a whitewashed coastal town that feels like a dream painted in sunlight and salt air. Tucked away on the edge of Catalonia, its narrow streets twist and climb between brilliant white houses with blue shutters, all tumbling down toward the glittering Mediterranean. The water here is crystal clear, the boats bob quietly in the bay, and the rhythm of life slows to the sound of waves lapping the shore. This is the place Salvador Dali called home. And once you see the light here, the strange, golden, otherworldly light, you'll understand why. Wander just beyond town and you'll find Portligat, where Dali's house still stands like a living canvas, filled with bizarre beauty and imagination. Cadaqués isn't just beautiful, it's haunting, poetic, and impossible to forget. And once you arrive, leaving feels like waking from a perfect dream. Alcalá del Júcar clings to the cliffs like a secret carved into stone, with whitewashed houses stacked impossibly into the rock and a river winding gently below. Hidden in the province of Albacete, this village stuns from the very first glance, as if nature and architecture struck a perfect balance centuries ago and never looked back. A narrow bridge leads you into the heart of the town, where caves have been turned into homes, bars, and even hotels, each one telling stories buried deep in the limestone. Above it all, the castle stands guard, offering views that stretch across canyons, olive groves, and silence. At night, the whole village glows softly under warm lights, reflected in the calm waters of the Júcar, like a mirror into another world. Alcalá del Júcar doesn't ask for attention. It earns it, and once you've seen it, it never leaves you. Setenil de las Bodegas doesn't just sit beneath a rock, it lives inside one, with homes, shops and cafes built directly into the cliffs that tower above its narrow streets. Tucked into the province of Cadiz, this village defies logic and expectations, blending nature and architecture so seamlessly it feels like the earth itself decided to become a town. As you walk through the famous Cuevas del Sol and Cuevas de la Sombra, the massive stone ceilings hang above you like a wave frozen mid-crash, casting cool shadows over the white facades below. Life here flows quietly, between bursts of laughter from terrace diners and the echo of footsteps on stone. This isn't just a village, it's a marvel, a place that challenges what a town can be and leaves you wondering how something so surreal could feel so perfectly real. Setenil de las Bodegas doesn't just impress, it astonishes, and once you've walked its streets, you'll carry its wonder with you forever.
Murcia is Spain's hidden treasure, where vibrant markets and colorful festivals bring life to sun-soaked streets. The city's Baroque cathedral stands proudly, surrounded by narrow alleys full of history and charm. Murcia's gardens and orchards feed the region's famous fresh produce, giving its cuisine a bright, authentic flavor. Just outside the city, the Mar Menor offers warm, calm waters perfect for sailing and relaxing. The nearby Sierra Espuna Mountains invite adventure with hiking trails that reveal stunning views and quiet nature. Murcia may fly under the radar, but once you're here, its mix of culture, nature, and warmth makes it impossible to forget. The Balearic Islands are a sun-soaked paradise where every island tells a different story. Mallorca's turquoise coves and rugged mountains invite both relaxation and adventure, with charming villages scattered throughout. Ibiza isn't just about legendary nightlife, it's also full of quiet beaches, ancient ruins, and hidden coves waiting to be discovered. Menorca offers a slower pace with crystal-clear waters and prehistoric sites that take you back thousands of years. For every party on the islands, there's a peaceful sunset that reminds you why you came. The Balearics blend vibrant energy and serene beauty so perfectly, you'll want to stay forever. Castile and León is where Spain's medieval soul comes alive, with castles and cathedrals that tell stories of kings and knights. In Salamanca, the university's ancient halls buzz with youthful energy, while the Plaza Mayor invites you to linger over coffee in a timeless square. Burgos boasts a Gothic cathedral that towers over the city like a stone giant, and León offers Roman walls alongside lively tapas bars. The region's vast plains and rolling hills hide quaint villages where traditions run deep. Castile and León isn't just history, it's a living tapestry that invites you to step inside and explore every thread. Galicia feels like a different world, where misty coastlines meet lush forests and rugged cliffs drop into wild seas. Santiago de Compostela draws pilgrims from around the globe to its stunning cathedral, the end of the legendary Camino. The region's seafood is unmatched, fresh from the Atlantic and served with simple, bold flavors that celebrate the ocean. In towns like A Coruña and Vigo, modern life blends seamlessly with ancient traditions and Celtic roots. Galicia's rain-soaked landscapes hide hidden beaches and quiet villages, offering a peaceful escape from the ordinary. This is Spain's green, wild heart, and once you visit, it stays with you forever. Extremadura is Spain's best-kept secret, where history and nature come together in perfect harmony. The Roman ruins of Merida transport you back 2,000 years with theaters and aqueducts still standing strong. Caceres feels like stepping into a medieval fairy tale, with its stone walls and cobblestone streets frozen in time. The region's vast dehesas, open oak forests, are home to the world-famous Iberian ham, cured to perfection here. Wild landscapes invite hiking, birdwatching, and quiet moments far from the crowds. Extremadura may be off the beaten path, but once you discover it, you'll wonder how you ever missed this incredible part of Spain. Barcelona is a city that dazzles at every turn, where Gothic streets meet the bold curves of Gaudi's masterpieces. You can wander through the narrow alleys of the Gothic Quarter, then step into the surreal world of the Sagrada Familia, still rising after more than a century. The beaches stretch along the Mediterranean, perfect for a sunny break between museums and tapas bars. La Rambla pulses with energy, street performers, markets, and endless life. In the evening, the city glows with lights and music, inviting you to experience vibrant nightlife or quiet rooftop views. Barcelona isn't just a destination, it's a feeling you carry long after you leave.
Navarre is a land of contrasts, where lush forests meet arid plains, and ancient traditions thrive alongside modern festivals. Pamplona is world famous for the running of the bulls, a thrilling event that draws adrenaline seekers from everywhere. Beyond the city, the Pyrenees mountains offer stunning trails and peaceful villages tucked into green valleys. The region's monasteries and castles tell stories of medieval knights and pilgrim routes, weaving history into every step. Navarre's cuisine celebrates local ingredients like peppers, cheeses, and wines that surprise and delight. In Navarre, every corner holds a new adventure, blending nature, culture, and excitement in one unforgettable place. Costa del Sol is where golden beaches meet endless sunshine, creating a playground for sun lovers and adventurers alike. From Marbella's luxury marinas to Malaga's vibrant art scene, the coast blends glamour with authentic Andalusian charm. You can explore whitewashed villages perched on hills, then dive into crystal-clear waters or golf on world-class courses. The food here is a celebration of the sea: fresh fish, seafood paellas, and chilled sangria served with a view. As the sun sets, beach bars come alive with music and laughter, turning every evening into a celebration. Costa del Sol isn't just a destination. It's a way of life drenched in light and energy.
Santillana del Mar is a town that tricks the senses, because despite its name, there's no sea in sight, just pure, timeless beauty around every turn. Known as the town of three lies, it's neither wholly, flat, nor by the sea, but what it is unforgettable. Every stone street, flower-draped balcony, and sun-warmed wall feels like it's been perfectly preserved from the Middle Ages. As you walk through this jewel of Cantabria, it's easy to lose yourself in the silence, the texture, the weight of centuries pressing gently around you. The collegiate church of Santa Juliana stands like a heartbeat at the center, its Romanesque facade a quiet reminder of the sacred history pulsing through the town. Santillana del Mar doesn't shout for attention, it whispers, and those who listen find themselves transported, transformed, and quietly in awe. Podes is a mountain town that feels like a cozy secret tucked deep in the heart of the Picos de Europa. Surrounded by towering peaks and lush valleys, it's a place where nature and tradition come together in perfect harmony. Walking through its narrow streets, you'll find rustic stone houses, charming plazas, and the scent of hearty Cantabrian cuisine wafting from local taverns. Podes isn't just a gateway to adventure, it's a destination that invites you to slow down, breathe the crisp mountain air, and soak in views that seem to stretch forever. Whether you're here for hiking trails, ancient monasteries, or simply to enjoy the peaceful rhythm of small-town life, Podes leaves an impression that stays long after you've left. Pedraza is a fairy tale village frozen in time, where cobblestone streets wind through perfectly preserved medieval walls, and every corner feels like a step back into history. Nestled in the province of Segovia, this small town is famous for its annual candlelit nights, when the entire village glows under thousands of flickering flames, creating an atmosphere that feels both magical and timeless. The imposing Pedraza Castle watches over the town, a silent guardian reminding you of centuries gone by. Strolling through its quiet plazas, you'll find artisan shops, cozy taverns, and a sense of calm that's rare in today's fast-paced world. Pedraza isn't just a destination, it's a living storybook, and once you wander its streets, you'll want to be part of its tale forever. Hondarribia is where color meets history on the edge of the sea, a Basque coastal gem that feels as vibrant as it is timeless. Nestled against the French border, this town bursts with life, from the bright green, red, and blue balconies of its old fishermen's homes to the stone walls of its medieval fortress rising just behind. The old town, surrounded by centuries-old ramparts, feels like a perfect blend of elegance and grit, with cobbled alleys leading to plazas that hum with laughter and the clink of pinsos plates. Down by the marina, boats bob gently in the bay as the scent of grilled seafood drifts through the salt air. This is a place where tradition still beats strong, where every festival, every dish, every step feels rooted in something deeper. Hondarribia doesn't just charm, it captivates, and once you feel its rhythm, it's impossible not to fall in love. Tossa de Mar is where the Costa Brava shows its soul, a seaside town where medieval walls rise right from the edge of the sea and time seems to blur between centuries. The Vila Vella, its ancient walled old town, stands proudly above the turquoise water, with watchtowers that once guarded against pirates now offering some of the most breathtaking views in Spain. As you walk its cobbled paths, the scent of salt and pine follows you, mixing with the quiet echo of footsteps on stone. Below, the beach stretches out in golden arcs, hugged by cliffs and kissed by waves that never stop arriving. Artists, poets, and travelers have fallen for Tossa for generations, drawn by its beauty, its calm, and something deeper you can't quite name. Tossa de Mar doesn't shout for attention. It whispers, and that whisper lingers long after you've left.
The Basque Country doesn't just stand out, it stands alone, with a fiercely independent identity that pulses through its language, its landscapes, and its people like something ancient that refuses to fade. This is a land where every coastline is dramatic, every mountain seems to hold a secret, and every town carries a heartbeat all its own. It's not Spain as you expect it. It's something older, prouder, and deeply rooted in a culture that's both mysterious and magnetic. Start in Bilbao, a city that redefined itself without losing its soul. The Guggenheim may be its shining symbol, all steel and surreal curves reflecting off the Nervion River, but walk beyond the museum and you'll find a working-class city reborn, where street art meets world-class cuisine, and old taverns hum with the voices of locals speaking Euskara, the ancient Basque language. It's not just modern, it's meaningful. Then head to San Sebastian, a place so stunning it almost feels unfair. La Concha Beach arcs around the bay like a polished gem, while the old town bursts with energy, scent, and flavor. This isn't just a food lover's paradise, it's the beating heart of Basque culinary genius, where every bar offers pinsos so carefully crafted they blur the line between snack and sculpture. Michelin stars glitter here, but it's the passion behind every plate that stays with you. But the real magic of the Basque Country lives beyond the cities, in the fishing villages that cling to the coast like they were born from the rock, in the rolling green hills dotted with stone farmhouses and grazing sheep, in the dramatic cliffs of San Juan de Gaztelugatzi, where the sea crashes with ancient fury against a church perched impossibly high. In places like Hondarribia, Getaria, and Laquitio, time moves differently, and traditions aren't just remembered, they're lived. The Basque Country doesn't try to win you over. It challenges you to understand it, to listen to its silences, to respect its rhythms, to dive deep into a culture that values depth over display. This isn't a destination, it's an encounter. And once you've stood on its shores, hiked its mountains, tasted its food, and heard the echo of its language carried on the wind, you won't just remember the Basque Country, you'll carry it with you.